guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber from Kyuujin, and today we are back with you with Vinland Saga, episode 16.
Yes, last episode, something really sad happened. Ragnar was killed.
No.
Fuck. It made sense though. Askeladd wants to get close to Canute, so for that to happen, he needs to get rid of the person he listens to the most. Ragnar. Thorkell heard about where Askeladd's group was, and since he's like dead set on finding Thorfinn and Canute again, he's on his way. They were attacked, and that's how they managed to lure Ragnar outside. They were saying like, oh, we need to talk to you, and we've got a plan, we're being attacked, Askeladd is over there, go get him, but he got killed. So Canute now is on his own, and we found out that the plan for his dad was basically to send Canute to war so he would die. So that sucks. So Askeladd needs to get rid of the king and Canute's brother if he wants Canute to be on the throne eventually.
Harold? Yeah.
Yes, because it sounds like the kingdom is divided. Half of them wants Harold to be the king, and the other wants Canute to be king. So we have more problems, but first we gotta deal with the grief and the death of his father figure, because Ragnar was his dad. That's it, like that bullshit that's over there on the throne.
Cannot wait to see how he's gonna deal with his father figure's death.
Yeah, we'll see
compared to Thorfinn, yeah.
We'll see if Thorfinn can do something about it, but since he has not processed his own grief, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Let's jump in this episode and see what happens. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of these, and check out our Patreon for the full-length reactions.
Alright, let's go. Did you need to see that?
Well, it's a harsh reality. You gotta find food where it is. That's what happens to your body when it's left to rot outside.
イングランド兵数人を相手に獅子奮迅のご活躍でしたが背後からの槍にあえなく
The fact that they did that too, considering they're Vikings, you don't do that. It's cowardly. You don't do that.
食べていたんだ。飛び出していって。あれ、変だな。さっきまで。
Gone in an instant.
すぐに出発します。絶対におそばを離れるなよ。
冗談じゃねえ。やだぜ俺は。
Don't really have a choice, Thorfinn.
お前の仕事だろう。
No one cares. No one just moving on.
Hang in there, kid.
It's gonna be
I think he's
okay.
gonna be in shock for
Yeah.
an amount of a long time, you think, or
For a second he's alive, and the next he's not. Like, processing this when it's so sudden is really hard. Right now he is in shock. It'll hit him eventually.
I love you, man, but sometimes you and your fucking plans.
Well, we're pissed because we knew Ragnar, but honestly, everyone in this show has killed people. Like, they were
I
fathers,
know.
they were brothers.
I know.
Like, we care about Thorfinn and we follow him, but how many people has he killed? Humanity is gray.
It's not really about the killing per se, but more about the betrayal.
Yeah, the betrayal is hard because, like, he doesn't like Danes. He doesn't, see himself as one of them. He hides it well. But to see how they got rid of Ragnar with all their speeches of how, like, he was the fraud, like, he was the one that changed and stuff, like, you backstabbed him. There's no honor in that. Like, there's no pride in that.
大丈夫かあのヘタレ王子恨めったかまだぜラグナルを殺したのはまずかったんじゃねえかでけえ
Yes and no.
You killed Ragnar! What?
あんたラグナルとは反りが合わなかったからな
People can figure it out.
証拠がなければいいのよ王子がヘタレなのは甘やかすからだ
I thought about this, yeah.
ヘタレで結構じゃんか扱いやすいぜ
I want him to change.
ビョルンお前が今日まで俺についてきたのはなんでだ俺がついて行きたかったからだよ俺も俺の主を選ぶ俺の主は来たくなるような男であるべきだ博打だよビョルンあの王子様は生まれ変わるかもしれんうまくいかなかったらどうするよ立ち直らんかもしれねえぜ
Oh, he's gonna end up like Thorfinn and just worst.
俺の主の資格はね
He plays so many games. Bjorn is confused.
なんか喋りそうか悲鳴一つあげやがらねえ准教者気取ってやがるおめえの蹴りがぬるいんだよってのはな おめえこそ塗りよ。顎から行けよ。次は俺だ。やめやめ。手加減しなさいよ、君たち。気出せないでしょ。殺すがいい。
So you mock them, but to me this is strength. Just to go through that and not say shit.
聞きたいことは3つ。援軍の規模とここに到着するまでの時間、どうやって知ったかだ。話せば助けてやろう。
You can't be trusted.
貴様らには裁きがふさわしい最後が待っているぞ。
ハサミってこれでいいか？
隊長さん、あんた爪伸びてんな。少し切った方がいい。ごめん、深爪しちゃった。聞きたいことは3つだ。
It's interesting though that he gets, you know, I mean, he gets put in the same basket as all the other Danes here and he's being called a beast and shit, but he also hates them for what they did to his mom, so he considers them beasts as well. Askeladd is such a complicated character.
地獄に落ちろ。貴様らさえ来なければ俺の村も貴様らに焼か
He'd
れ
be
た。
connecting with this. He'd be connecting so much.
けだものめ、ここは俺たちの
Like, he agrees, but he still has to keep going with that.
僕たちけだものですか。
But then again, we can turn the tables. And no one is fucking pure in this world.
Yeah, no.
この土地はもともとはお前らのものじゃないんだよ。最初の住人はケルト人だ。
Now he's bringing in a little bit of his truth.
ウェールズの民の先祖だ。ローマ人がやってきた。彼らは支配者だったが、
Everyone did something shitty at one point.
技術と文化を授けた。ローマ人が去り、お前たちアングル人とサクソン人がやってきた。何ももたらさなかった。荒れ地へ追い出して平原を独占したんだ。嘘だ。
Well, no.
デーン人がけだものだってんなら、アングロサクソンも相当けだものだ。
Everyone's our beasts at some point in
暴力でこ
time.
の地を奪った。
It's always a cycle. Humanity
暴力
does
で
that.
この地を奪う。まさか文句あるめな。
Like, that's why they're showing it to us. Even animals with no like reason and stuff. That's what they do. They feed off of what's left.
Yeah.
おや、隊長だ。よーく見ると、
Your nose is pretty long.
鼻も
Oh fuck.
Oh no.
Is he here?
何だ。だがおい、南から来る。
They're coming.
You can hear Torkell coming.
来たが、貴様らは死ね。どうして共食いしやうがいい。
It's Torkell.
来るのは
Yeah.
トルケルだ。そこはなかろう。
Fuck.
トルケルだと。どうする。
Run! We flee!
And he never sleeps.
本当だったらまずいんじゃない。
You are running out of luck.
トルケルだって。
Torkell! Torkell!
The echo of his name puts fear in the hearts of men.
あの村か。見たいっすね。
Fuck. Looks really far away, but for Thorkell, that's really close.
Couple steps
One jump.
俺は真ん中ね。
from ship to
基
ship.
本的には皆殺し。王子は殺すなよ。あとナイフ使いの血。
Yeah, leave them to me.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. A kid with two
い
knives.
つも
Thank you.
殺すな。俺の遊び。
Oh man.
I'm worried, but I like him, so I'm excited at the same time. I don't know.
ラグナルをこんなところに置いていけるか。僕は行かないぞ。
お諦めください殿下。死体を積み込む余裕はございません。
葬儀をせよ。
We don't
Don't
have
have
time.
time.
時間的余裕もございません。
貴様。僕は行かないぞ。ラグナル。
ラグナルは死んだ。もう呼んでも来ねえ。
貴様。
あちらと脱走者だ。下る気だぜ。
No mercy.
Shit.
ラグナルの言う通りだ。あんた今。
They've been questioning that. It's true, recently it's been a bad rap sheet with luck.
内心やべえと思ってんだ。
Yeah, but you shouldn't.
ばかりはいけねえ。トルケルに食いつかれちまってんだぜ。
Yeah, they've been on the run for a bit.
勝手に行けよ。自分のつきたい狩猟につけ。去る者は去れ。俺は咎めねえ。俺と共に来るやつは歩け。
There's no time to deal with this
トル
shit.
ケルを振り切るまで歩ける。
But he never stops.
He never sleeps, he never eats.
Walk while you sleep.
ついてこれなきゃ死ぬと思え。
It's so tough being a leader. He never sleeps.
He doesn't need to.
He has his prey right there.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be following Thorkell.
アシュラットとは違う。あんたの手下に。
Yeah, he doesn't care about that.
Oh my god, he's blinded. Like, he's just tunnel vision.
狩猟の名はアシュラッドか。
Dude, yeah, he never mentioned Askeladd. We're like, oh, you found Askeladd. No, he always mentions Thorfinn and
the
Canute.
prince.
逃げてきた奴がいるってことはだ。連中
Quite
が
a
だいぶ
bit stayed
動揺してる
behind.
ってことだな。仲間に入れてやればいいのに。こいつらクズ
We
だ。
can't really take on people who desert.
降参するような臆病者はいらねえ。王子を追うぞ、チンピラども。気合い入れろ。
You know what, Squirts? It's like with the snow, they know where they're going.
Yeah,
You
it's
cannot,
harder,
you
yeah.
cannot escape that.
We talk about beasts. Thorkell is a beast, but at least he's completely fine with this. He doesn't try to hide it.
お前らが指揮を取れ。急げよ。トルケルは近いか。橋を食わす時間ぐらいはあるかもな。浅くねえかこの川。歩いて渡れるじゃねえか。橋を落とす意味あんの
It'll
か。
slow them down a little bit. Torkell will just phew.
知略もネタ切れか。アシュラッドの旦那よ。
Everyone is talking. You're losing it.
王子をこっちの二頭立てに移せ。御者はお前だ。トルフィンは王子と一緒に乗って待機してろ。
We can't trust anyone with the prince.
マジか。俺の特技だ。
Abandoning your crew?
どんなやつなのか。
They are all
パッと
all
面見りゃ大体。
questioning his leadership.
Yeah.
裏切り者が混じってるのもわかるのさ。
王子を奪うって何じゃ。声がでけえよ。王子を手土産にトルケル軍に
He'll
入る。
just get killed.
他の奴らも半数以上がこっち側だ。残りの半数ともすぐに話し
I
ます。
guess Askeladd knows his man.
Yeah, but,
Enough to know that they're a bunch of traitors.
and he doesn't care about them. So it's not about convincing them.
あいつはいい狩猟だ。よくやってるよ。責任を取ってもらうんで。逃げ切れるって兄じゃ。
No, I don't think so.
今まではな。ここ最近の奴はどうだ。立て続けに読みを外してる。
It's not about making the wrong call. Stuff goes wrong, it happens. And Thorkell is a fucking monster.
あいつは確かにいい狩猟だ。どうしてトルケルなんぞに手を出したかな。
Because he's obsessed too.
アシュラッドは博打を打って負けたんだ。ただそれだけさ。
You were all okay with following him back then.
Yeah, but things were going right.
I know.
Things were good.
That's what happens when you're the leader.
And it's one fuck up after one fuck up.
身を捨てて追ってきたらどうする。食料の調達に時間を食う。進軍再開。
They're about to phew!
来た。
Or if not flee at the very least, they're gonna protect Canute.
Oh shit. Oh man. Run! Run!
Barreling through.
Oh my god.
Careful! Three guys.
Oh,
3 guys.
5 guys even.
God damn.
Run!
やべえ。やべえ。まだ距離はある。
He can still attack.
今の槍は忘れろ。
橋が何だってんだ。
He'll jump over.
歩いて渡れるぜ。
そう思うなら今すぐ出発だ。時間が惜しい。
またかよ。行軍って知らねえのか。
Do you want to stay and fight then?
He wants him to come up with a better idea, but
あと1日辛抱しろ。橋を壊したことの効果が出る。
生き延びられる保証はねえ。
it's a valid concern.
ならここでお別れだ。俺
I
は
did.
急ぐので失礼するよ。
Do what you want, I'm leaving with the prince.
Choose your side right now. Do
All right.
something.
Run them over.
And he's right there.
You don't have time to wait and just argue, you need to run.
Cool end of episode.
I don't want to be in their place against Torkell though.
Yeah.
If there's one beast you don't want to be against, it is Torkell.
This is them next episode. Everyone
All
is gonna
dead?
die. Everyone. Okay, so I wish I could say that, you know, it's them who are making the wrong decision and stuff, and Askeladd was doing everything right. But to be fair, recently his obsession with his plan for the future has been overshadowing his charade. Like, he's been making decisions to stay alive and keep Canute safe and bring him back. Like, he wants to go along with his plan because he needs Canute on the throne
Yeah.
for Wells. That's all good, but all of that rests on the chance that his men follow him and support him and want to keep following him and supporting
But
him.
the main problem with that particular fact is his men do not follow him because they're loyal to him, like Bjorn.
No, but
They
that's
follow
what
him
I'm
because
saying.
it can bring them riches,
And
gold,
even Bjorn is not
and glory.
Bjorn is not loyal to him. He follows him because he wants to. What happens if he doesn't want to anymore? It comes down to the reasons he gives them to follow him. These guys are interested in money, food, women. Like, this is all they care about. If Askeladd is not promising them that, and he's been driving them hard towards a goal that they don't connect with, and they don't see the reason, like, why are we doing this? Like, why did you attack Thorkell? Like, that's not giving us anything. He talked about riches. That was his speech back then. Oh, we get to have money and stuff, but now they're losing too much.
They don't have money, they don't have food, they're being pursued by a fucking hellhound.
Yeah, his hand is showing because he still keeps going and he's still making those decisions. And if you think about why he's doing this, it all makes sense. And we're like, well, I mean, he did his best to survive, and as a leader, that's great. But that's if you know why he's doing this. If you don't, and you're only looking for food and a good life and food and all of that, you're looking at what he's doing and you're like, dude, you're killing us for no reason, for no rewards.
Yeah.
So it had to happen at one point that people were going to start questioning it. And it's true that everyone has been saying his luck was running out recently. That is not his fault. Like, the storm hitting them a couple episodes ago, that's not on him,
I mean,
but he still chose to walk.
You can have a strike of luck and just have good gains again and again and again, but a good leadership is when you have a bad hand and you're still trying to come up with some
But that's
with a
because
solution and just trying to do something next and next and next.
that's because he doesn't make his choices based on the good of the group. He doesn't care about the Danes. He hates them. So yes, he doesn't want everyone to die, but every time they question him and they're like, yeah, we want to leave, he doesn't really care about keeping them around as long as he can keep going with this thing. To be completely alone would be bad. He needs people to support him because if he's on his own, I'm not sure how long he'll survive. He needs a group to survive, but his goal is within, arm's reach. It's right there. He's got Canute, and now I feel like he's getting so obsessed, kind of like Torkell. He's got tunnel vision, but because of that, he's making decisions that are not helping the group, and the group is noticing.
Do you think that his decisions are kind of a bit rashly? A bit?
A little bit. Like, the cycle of hatred that we talked about in the beginning of the episode, and that he mentioned, like, it's affected him as well, and like they were torturing this English guy and he was screaming like, you're a beast and stuff, you deserve to rot in hell. All of that is probably a speech that Askeladd has been thinking about all his fucking life, and he's been hanging out with these guys. The fact that now we know he's playing a double game, like, that puts a lot of layers to his character, because hearing that, he probably agrees with the English. Like, he's like, yeah, you know what? The Danes are fucking awful. I hate them too, but he's gotta be with them. And cycle of hatred, he's turned himself into a beast, and that's where I'm like, at least he's aware of it, because he's not pretending to be a better person, because that would be bad. Like, he knows what's going on. Like, you can't really blame someone for hating people, but you got to admit that you're also like,
You're just as
you
bad.
have reasons to be hated too. Like,
Yeah.
you're just as bad. But yeah, he's staying with people he hates, focusing on a goal he until recently never probably thought it was gonna happen. Like, now he's got a chance, so he's turned from his survival mode of simply living the life and just pretending so he has a group and like, he's got other reasons for why he was doing the stuff he was doing. But now with Canute, his goals are right there. Like now he's thinking, okay, I have a chance to help my country. So he's
when
focusing on that.
everything that you're dreaming about since you're being like a teenager, like a young adult, like his goal for a better future for Wes, he had it since a long, long time ago.
Well, but
and it's just right there.
But you say he's had it for a long time, but I don't think he truly believed he could do anything until he found Canute. Like he found a way in, because he never tried to push his group towards that before. It's only when the circumstances happened that led him to, oh, Canute is right there, I could get him. That's when he started planning.
That still means that idea was still in his mind.
He always hated the Danes. He always hated them, and he always wished he could somehow give back to Wales and all of that, but I don't think he planned for it because he never saw how he could do it. He just survived. He just acted like he was one of the Danes, even though he secretly hated them. And because before that they followed him, he was going for riches. He's still a warrior. He's still trying to live the life. That's still a part of him. And if they followed him all this time, what he said had to have some meaning. He had to truly give them back. If he was just focused on his thing from the beginning, they would not be questioning him now. But they are questioning him now because suddenly he's been driving them towards a goal that doesn't make sense for reasons that they don't understand. Because now he's found something to grab onto.
Golden goose.
Yeah.
Basically.
He's becoming obsessed. And Torkell and Thorfinn, all these guys are obsessed, and it's not a way to live, I would say. Thorkell seems really happy with how he is, but he's a beast and he accepts
he's
it.
He's fine. He's fine with it.
Yeah, but that will end up with him being probably killed. He's fine with that, probably. He would want to go out a warrior.
Is the pleasure, is the thrill, basically. So he's fine with it.
Yeah, he's fine with that. He just wants a challenge. Thorfinn would be a challenge, but Thorfinn, his obsession is destroying him, and obsession is not a good, to basically go through your life and basing all of that on one obsession, never letting that go. That leads to problems, that leads to tunnel vision, that leads to you overseeing stuff. And Askeladd right now, he still has aces up his sleeve because he's got Björn still willing to follow, and Thorfinn is not going to let him go because he's desperate to kill him, and Canute has no one else. So that still works, but what happens if Thorfinn chooses to leave, or if Björn chooses that he doesn't want to follow Askeladd anymore?
What I mean, for Thorfinn to decide to just leave Askeladd, first of all, he would have to decide that he's gonna be fine with just letting him go. And for now,
Thorfinn
he's not ready to just let it go.
Thorfinn is not gonna do that quite just yet. But I mean, what happens if he has no one? Now the whole group, most of them are turning on Askeladd. Torkell is right there. The best solution would be as soon as Torkell starts fighting them, he flees. He put all the people he can keep around on that one sleigh. Just fucking take it and go, but then you're on your own, and you're still in enemy territory. You got the prince.
Fewer men can be more stealthy than a bunch of men.
Yes, but you won't have supplies unless there's some stuff in that sleigh, but you have to care for yourself. If you are attacked, because Torkell is not going to let go, all his targets would be on that one sleigh, so he'd be following.
I can just imagine Torkell just starting running against them at the back.
Yes, I could see it. He'd kill his way through the group, and then he'd get to them. But if he finds out that they're not in that group, he'll keep going. He doesn't sleep.
He doesn't need to.
Yeah, but I feel right now, Askeladd's way of doing things is putting his group at odds with them, and he's on the verge of losing it all. And his obsession might lead to him not getting his dream in the end. For sure, Canute survives because he does become king. We know a bit of history, so if they follow that, he'll become king. The question is, will he support Canute? Yeah, Canute, will he support Askeladd? Because Askeladd also killing Ragnar, and now Canute is trying to process this. He doesn't know Askeladd killed him, but he's already starting to be he cursed him and stuff because he left him behind. The fact that they brushed off his need to grieve, all good reasons why they needed to go. The enemy was right there, but Canute might not be seeing it that way, and there are many ways he could react to this. And I was thinking in the episode, Askeladd has a tendency to leave behind kids who hate him. And like, what if he figures it out? Like, what if Thorfinn gets to talk to him and he tells him about his father or something? Like, what if he starts playing the game and he starts understanding that, oh, okay, I'm being manipulated and this might have been what happened?
But it all depends.
Björn knows too.
How many people knew about Askeladd's plan to just get rid of Ragnar?
Well, the only one currently close that knows is Björn. But what if he starts questioning Askeladd's motives because he was already asking like, oh, where does he come from? That might be interesting. And people were saying, I don't care where he comes from because he gives me what I want. But now he's not. And Björn is also like, he was, when Askeladd said something that was a bit out of Askeladd's character about how he would follow only someone he believes in and stuff, like he had a surprised reaction like, oh, okay, that's not how you are usually. Like, that's how I take it. So
Who are you and what have you done with Askeladd?
But if I feel like Björn is close to figuring out that something like that Askeladd is not saying the whole truth, and if he finds out that Askeladd has been using them, I don't know how he's gonna react. What if he did say, I'm following you because I want to. Great. What if he stops wanting to?
So you're saying that maybe Bjorn might tell Canute about what happened?
He knows about what happened, and like either you figure it out or someone says or whatever, but Askeladd is betting a lot on this, and it's not like he is losing luck. And there's still Thorfinn to think about, who will take his chance to kill him if he has it. That means keeping him alive for now, but we'll see. In any case, but I agree with everything he said about how, like, if you want to call someone a beast, you got to look at yourself as well, because everyone is a beast. The comparison between animals and humans is there too, like the owl getting on the corpse and feeding off the corpse. I'm like,
humans at their core are a bunch of animals, and it's the fact that we just put the concept of morality on some things.
It's actually worse because we can say that humans are animals, but when you compare it, like in this episode, the people that Askeladd was talking about and the owl feeds off a corpse because it wants to survive. It's basic instinct. Animals will live, reproduce, survive. That's pretty much it. Like, no, feed, reproduce, sleep. Like, that's basically it. Some animals are special. Like, some animals do things that are fucked up.
Some animals are jerks.
Yeah, but at the base of it, like, animals will do what it takes for them to survive. Humans are more complicated because you add desire, you add emotions, you add greed, all of that to humans. So they don't necessarily have to hurt people, they don't necessarily have to make them suffer and kill and just keep that going, but they'll do it because they desire stuff. They want what's not theirs, so they'll go and they'll get it. And everyone did that at one point. I was reading something the other day, and it gets into tricky territory because not everyone agrees on that, but I thought the topic and example was interesting.
About what?
Colonization, and how people were saying, like, go back.
Every civilization at some point in time colonized other people's territories.
It started at, the topic was colonization, but I saw a comment saying like, you cannot go around and insult people saying like, oh, you hurt my people, or your ancestors hurt my people because they desired what was not theirs. Because if you start asking questions, you'll find out that everyone did that. Like, those who say you came here and you hurt my people, look at how your people was acting back then. And the topic was about Native Americans and how, like, Europeans came here and just destroyed their lives, took everything and stuff. But if you look at Native Americans before Europeans came here, the tribes were fighting each other as well.
I know.
History is that. Like, humans have been doing that from the beginning. It fucking sucks because, like, it's terrible, but we do that all the time, and there is no end to the cycle because, like, you'll hurt someone and that person will want revenge. They'll hurt someone and that person will want revenge. Like, it's fucked up, and no one is willing to stop it because to stop it means putting aside your feelings, which is so close to what's going on with Thorfinn. It's crazy. So I really love the writing in this and the overall theme because it's very realistic, and Thorfinn is a great, like, example of that cycle of hatred. Like, a beast takes something from you and you curse that man and you say mean stuff and you want to kill them and all of them, but you become a beast trying to make them pay. We talked about how Thorfinn, his father was killed and he feels bad about that, but how many fathers has he killed to get his revenge? Askeladd, at least he seems aware of it, but he's been saying, that basically people came and heard this, the people of Wales.
The Romans came and
Celts and heard
colonized the Celts.
Celts. Anyway.
Celt.
Yeah.
And after that, you got the Anglo and Saxons who came afterwards and just occupied the territory.
But go back even further, like everyone hurt someone back then, and he's saying he hates the Danes for what they did to his mom and his people and all of that, but he also has been hanging out with them for so long, doing the stuff that they're doing, and it's okay to be like, yeah, no, I never identified with them, they're the beast and stuff, but you did the same shit, right? You may not think of yourself as one of them, but you are with them and you did the stuff with them.
But I think that in that context, it was mostly just explaining to that Saxon or that Englishman.
I'm saying he's also an example of what he said, like how you insult some people saying they're beasts, but look at what your history is and what you have done. Your ancestors have also perpetuated this cycle and did some shitty stuff.
That's what he told the English captain.
And Askeladd is an example of that as well. He, by hating some people, he curses this group, calls them beast, thinks about them like, oh, they're the devil, but he also has become the very same thing he hates. Thorfinn is the same. Canute could be the same. Eventually, like it's the cycle of hatred. It's really sad, and no one stops it ever. There's no end to this. It's still going on today.
You know what I'm most maybe déçu?
Disappointed?
Yeah, thank you.
Disappointed!
It's the fact that when Askeladd told that English captain that if 500 years ago your people invaded that territory and did despicable things, and the English captain just told him, oh, you're lying, this is wrong, we never did that.
Well, history gets lost.
History gets lost, people destroy history. Do you recall, was it the Romans who destroyed the library of Alexandria?
I don't.
Anyway, but I mean, we have a bunch of historical documents that got lost in time.
It's not, well, even if we had not lost information, sometimes the information is right there for the picking, but people have selective memory. They choose not to read what bothers them.
But it's also what people have been taught in life.
Like, people read what they want to read, they remember what they want to remember. Everyone does that because they don't want to be proven wrong, or they don't want to go back on their word and be like, oh yeah, you know what, you were right. It's so difficult to admit
that you were wrong.
That you're wrong. But yeah, so at least like at the very least, people like Torkell, Askeladd, who seem aware that they're just as bad as the others, they're not trying to hide behind a pretense that, no, you know what, I'm the better person.
Yeah.
Which is one thing, I guess. Like, I can respect that. You still are a shitty person and you still did some shitty stuff. And like Thorkell, like I like the guy as a character, but he walks around and he kills people left and right. Like,
but I mean, I know that we do know that by doing so, it's not gonna be a complicated man. He's not gonna betray people for the fun of it. He's just gonna just slaughter them all.
He's a simple guy. He knows what he likes and he goes for it. In any case, it was a really good episode, and I'm very worried about how it's going to go next episode, but yeah, I feel like Askeladd might end up on his own with like the few people who like are obsessed with him. But yeah, we'll see.
You know what I'm worried about though? It's Askeladd is taking a huge gamble with Canute right now by killing Ragnar. He's
taking gambles left and right all the time.
He's hoping that by doing so he's going to be better warrior, someone who's gonna be stronger.
No, he took away Ragnar because Ragnar had a lot of influence on him and he made him weak, according to what he was saying. Which, to be fair, like, yeah, I can see why you would say that.
I totally see that.
But, I mean, what's the best solution? He needs it for his plan, he needs him dependent on him. So he had to take care of Ragnar for his plan. If it does not go the way he wants, then he's just back to square one, but he was at square one anyway. So it's a gamble, but the kid is still alone, afraid. There's no one else around. Like it's literally the most likely path he's gonna follow, like to look up to Askeladd. So I see why he took this gamble. It fucking sucks, but I see why he did it. Because not doing it, leaving Ragnar around, he was never gonna get close to Canute. So we'll see what happens. But yeah.
All
So
right.
that's it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching it with us. If you want to see the next episode right away, it is on Patreon already. You can check it out. The link is in the description below.
If not, the next one shall be soon out on YouTube.
Yes.
So see you then, guys.
Bye.